The Napa and Sonoma Valleys are unquestionably the most famous wine regions in California, and probably in the United States, and for good reason. Both places have been producing amazing wines for well over 100 years. They both benefit from ideal climate and soil conditions, and in the hands of a skilled winemaker, well, you get the idea. So how are they different? They share many similarities, but there are some key differences that make them each unique in their own way. What do you say we do this? Vineyard plantings began around the time of the gold rush in the mid-1800s. European immigrants who came to this country in search of fortune settled in both the Sonoma and Napa valleys around this time. In an effort to bring their culture to this new land, one of the things they brought was their love for wine. So they planted vineyards. Sure, there were already vineyards in the state introduced by the Spanish in the 1700s, but these wines were used almost exclusively for sacramental purposes. Augustin Haraszti, a Hungarian-born immigrant, was credited with being the first to import European grape species such as Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and Syrah to California in the late 1850s. It was also around this time that Haraszti established the very first commercial winery in Sonoma, the Buena Vista Winery. To start off, I want to point out that the numbers we're going to look at are from the Napa and Sonoma counties, not the wine regions themselves. From a general standpoint, we see that Napa means homeland in Native American Indian, while Sonoma means Valley of the Moons. The population of Napa is over 136,000 residents, while the Sonoma area is over 3 times the number of people. It's really not that surprising when you see that Sonoma is over twice the size of Napa. Both regions boast Mediterranean climates, which provides a long, even growing season with little rain during the growing season. But because Sonoma isn't really protected from the influence of the ocean like the Napa Valley is with the Mayacamas Mountains, it really is cooler, especially when you get closer to the ocean. From a wine perspective, the Napa Valley has over 45,000 acres of vineyards, with Cabernet Sauvignon and Chardonnay being the top red and white grapes planted, while Sonoma has over 15,000 more acres planted under vine, with their top white and red grapes being Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. In terms of average temperatures during the growing season, you can see that Napa is a bit warmer than Sonoma, again pointing out the protection the Napa Valley receives from the Mayacamas Mountains. And when it comes to soil, both areas are very similar, but in Sonoma there is a higher preponderance of sand and clay, while in Napa there is more of the gravel and alluvial components. No doubt because of its larger size, Sonoma boasts more wineries than Napa, and not surprising they have more AVAs and produce more wine. But probably the most interesting point of this whole exercise is how little of the total volume that each contributes to the total of all wine made in California. This is largely due to the fact in Sonoma and Napa they produce fine wine that is usually sold in 750 milliliter cork finished bottles versus bulk wine. Now let's take a look at some of the maps. Here's a map of Sonoma. The influences on bodies of water are clearly evident here. The Pacific Ocean to the west and the San Pablo Bay to the south each helps to moderate and cool temperatures. Sure, the weather can be warm in the summer, but in the evening as the fog forms and the thermometer drops considerably, it provides that diurnal shift, the difference between day and nighttime temperatures that are so critical to maintaining optimal acidity in the grapes. To the east, we have the Mayacamas mountain range. This is where you'll find most of the gravelly alluvial soils that the Bordeaux grapes like Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot thrive in. It also is considerably warmer here versus further west near the coast. With the Napa map, the valley is framed by the Mayacamas Mountains to the west and the Vaca Mountains to the east. The Mayacamas Mountains especially act as a sort of weather shield and partially explains why Napa is warmer than Sonoma. There is some influence from the San Pablo Bay to the south. Pinot Noir and Chardonnay excel in the southern reaches of the valley. The San Pablo Bay also plays a part in helping to create that fog that creeps into the area during the growing season. The heat during the day creates this convection phenomena that effectively pulls moisture in, creating fog. The fog forms late in the evening and dissipates the following morning. This fog creates this diurnal shift, which is also an important characteristic for this region, just like Sonoma. When visiting the two areas, the Napa Valley feels a bit more developed and commercial. The two main thoroughfares of Highway 29 and the Silverado Trail bisect the valley, and many of the well-known wineries lie along these two routes. The smaller, more boutique wineries can usually be found off of these two roads or tucked up in the mountains. Sonoma, on the other hand, feels a lot more like the country. more spread out, with wineries focused in small regional pockets. It's really easy to get lost in Sonoma, especially at night as there isn't much in terms of streetlights, so keep your GPS handy. Cell phone coverage can also be spotty in both places. As far as wine styles are concerned, both produce similar wines, but their most popular wines are not. The Napa Valley is most famously known for their muscular Cabernet Sauvignon-based red wines that are expensive and can age for many years. While in Sonoma, they are most known for their elegant and well-balanced Burgundian-styled wines made from Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. It seems that each region has identified what grapes do best in their area and are currently making the best wines ever produced in the state. So, there you have it. Next time someone asks you about Sonoma and Napa and what the differences are, you'll have a story to tell them. Well, thanks for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you press the like icon, and if you'd like to see more videos just like this one, I hope you press subscribe. Before we end this, I want to let you know that I won't be posting a new video Thursday like I normally do, as I will be out of the area. I will post my next video next Monday. Until next time, peace out.